Have you ever walked a misty path in the UK and felt a shiver? Maybe it's the cold, or something unseen from the past. The UK is filled with ghostly tales, from London's foggy streets to Scotland's highlands. Every corner whispers stories of the supernatural. 10 most haunted places in United Kingdom. Top 10. Chillingham Castle, Northumberland. Chillingham Castle is a stronghold of the supernatural, a fortress drenched in blood and betrayal. Within its ancient walls, the tortured echoes of the Blue Boy still reverberate in the dead of night. His ghostly figure, bathed in an eerie blue glow, is said to appear near the castle's pink room, his tormented cries piercing the silence before fading into whispers. But he is not alone. The spirits of the tortured and executed linger, their agony still etched into the stone walls. Visitors have reported unexplained cold spots, shadowy figures lurking in corridors, and phantom footsteps pacing the halls. Some even claim to feel invisible hands brushing against their skin. The chilling presence of the torturer's chamber remains one of the most terrifying aspects of the castle, where the screams of the condemned still haunt the air. Do you dare step inside this real-life nightmare? Top 9. Samlesbury Hall, Lancashire. Samlesbury Hall is steeped in sorrow, its corridors echoing with the tragic tale of Lady Dorothy Southworth. Forbidden to be with the man she loved, she was forced to watch as her lover was murdered before her eyes. Her spirit has never left, condemned to wander the halls for all eternity. Visitors report seeing her ghostly figure, dressed in white, silently gliding along the corridors, her presence accompanied by an overwhelming sense of heartbreak and despair. Some claim to hear soft weeping in empty rooms, while others have seen shadows moving without a source. The hall itself breathes history, its black and white timbered walls concealing centuries of secrets. Paranormal investigators have captured eerie whispers on recordings, and objects have been known to move on their own. Samlesbury Hall is more than just a historical landmark. It's a gateway to the past, where the restless dead still roam. Top 8. The Tower of London, London. The Tower of London is drenched in blood, its very foundation built upon centuries of suffering. A place where kings and queens met their gruesome fate, the tower remains a prison of lost souls, trapped between life and death. The most infamous ghost is Anne Boleyn, seen wandering headless through the White Tower, her tragic fate eternally replaying. The princes in the tower, young boys believed to have been murdered by their uncle, still appear as shadowy figures in the darkness. Guards have reported phantom hands grabbing their shoulders, whispering voices calling their names when no one else is around. The air in some corridors grows thick and suffocating, as if unseen eyes are always watching. Step inside the tower, and you might feel the weight of history pressing against you, a lingering presence of those who met their untimely end within its walls. Top 7. Athelhampton House, Dorset. Athelhampton House is a masterpiece of Tudor architecture, but beneath its beauty lies a dark secret. The house is riddled with restless spirits, their presence felt in every creaking floorboard and flickering candle. The most notorious entity is the Grey Lady, seen silently drifting through the hallways, her sorrowful gaze fixed upon something unseen. In the wine cellar, a relentless tapping sound echoes, yet no source can ever be found. The house's eerie past is woven into its walls. Murder, betrayal, and the anguish of the forgotten. Visitors often report an overwhelming sense of being watched, cold chills creeping down their spines as unseen hands brush against them. The haunting doesn't stop inside. The gardens themselves seem alive, shadows shifting among the trees, whispering voices carried by the wind. Would you dare spend a night within Athelhampton's haunted halls? Top 6. The village of Pluckley, Kent. Pluckley isn't just a village. It's a graveyard of lost souls, carrying the chilling title of England's most haunted village. A record-breaking number of spirits are said to roam its quaint streets, their stories woven into the fabric of its eerie past. Among them is the Screaming Man, whose agonized wails shatter the silence near the old brickworks, where he met a violent end. At Fright Corner, the highwayman's ghost lurks, forever reenacting his final moments, still trying to evade his executioners. In the churchyard, a phantom woman in red wanders among the graves, her hollow eyes searching for something long lost. Locals report whispers on the wind, doors slamming shut on their own, and shadows moving in the trees. Despite its idyllic countryside setting, Pluckley is a place where the past refuses to stay buried. Dare you visit after dark? Top 5. Woodchester Mansion, Gloucestershire. Woodchester Mansion is frozen in time, an unfinished masterpiece of Gothic horror. Construction abruptly halted in the 1870s, and the workers vanished overnight, leaving rooms incomplete and corridors eerily empty, as if something forced them to flee. Since then, the mansion has become a hotspot for the paranormal. A phantom horseman has been spotted galloping through the grounds, and in the dark, decaying cellar, a floating head has terrified visitors. Disembodied footsteps echo through the great hall, and guests often feel an unseen presence breathing down their necks. Paranormal investigators have captured whispered voices, unexplained movements, and sudden plunges in temperature. Some who enter report an overwhelming sense of dread, as though they are being watched by something lurking in the shadows. Woodchester Mansion is a place where time stands still, and the dead refuse to leave. Would you step inside its haunted halls? Top 4. Barry Pomeroy Castle, Devon. Nestled within the rolling countryside of Devon, Barry Pomeroy Castle may seem like a picturesque ruin, but beneath its beauty lies a dark, terrifying history. The castle is home to 2 tragic spirits, each bound by their own sorrowful fate. The White Lady is said to haunt the dungeons, her presence felt as an icy chill that grips visitors' bones. She is the tormented soul of Margaret Pomeroy, locked away and left to die of starvation by her jealous sister. Then there is the Blue Lady, forever trapped within the castle's crumbling walls. It is said she lures visitors to the ruins, whispering their names, leading them closer to danger. Those who have seen her describe a figure drenched in sorrow, her piercing eyes filled with unspoken terror. Visitors report phantom whispers, shadows shifting against the stone, and an unsettling feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Top 3. Pendle Hill, Lancashire. Pendle Hill's ominous silhouette looms over Lancashire, a place forever linked to one of England's darkest chapters, the Pendle Witch Trials. The spirits of 10 women accused of witchcraft are said to roam the land, their restless souls seeking justice. Locals and visitors have reported shadowy figures moving through the mist, whispering voices calling out in the wind. Some have felt phantom hands gripping their arms, as if unseen forces are trying to drag them into the darkness. On moonless nights, the cries of the wrongfully accused echo through the hills, their pain still woven into the land itself. Hikers report an overwhelming sense of dread, as though they are never truly alone. Paranormal investigators claim Pendle Hill holds a deep, ancient energy, a place where the veil between the living and the dead is paper thin. Step carefully. Something may be watching. Top 2. The Ancient Ram Inn, Gloucestershire. The Ancient Ram Inn is a place of pure evil. Dating back to the 12th century, it is believed to sit on an ancient pagan burial site, and its walls hold centuries of dark secrets. The inn is notorious for its violent hauntings. Visitors report being pushed, scratched, and even dragged from their beds by unseen forces. The most chilling entity is the succubus, a demonic presence that has terrorized those brave enough to stay overnight. Ghostly children's cries echo through the empty rooms, and the dark corners of the inn seem to shift and breathe, as if something lurks just beyond sight. Some who enter feel overwhelming nausea and dread, as though they are being watched by something inhuman. With countless reports of possessions, poltergeist activity, and physical attacks, the Ancient Ram Inn remains one of England's most terrifying locations. Are you brave enough to enter? Top 1. Borley Rectory, Essex. Borley Rectory was once England's most haunted house, a place where the veil between the living and the dead was impossibly thin. Though the house was destroyed in a fire in 1939, the ghostly activity has never ceased. The most famous spirit is the ghostly nun, forever mourning a forbidden love. She has been seen drifting along the ruined grounds, her sorrow seeping into the very earth. Locals report phantom bells ringing in the night, shadows flickering across the ruins, and objects moving as if guided by unseen hands. Perhaps most terrifying are the headless specters, figures seen roaming in the darkness, as if searching for something long lost. The site has been the focus of countless paranormal investigations, with many experiencing strange whispers, sudden temperature drops, and an overwhelming sense of being watched. Even in ruin, Borley Rectory's haunting legend lives on, a ghostly landmark of England's supernatural past.